When we think of Caesar in the Bible, we're diving into the world of ancient Rome and its powerful rulers who played significant roles in the New Testament. Caesar wasn't just one man. It was a title used by a series of emperors. The most famous one mentioned in the Bible is Caesar Augustus. He was the emperor during the time of Jesus' birth, and he issued the decree that led Joseph and Mary to Bethlehem. But why is Caesar so important in the Bible? What role did he play, and how did his decisions impact the course of events that shaped Christianity? Caesar Augustus, known as the first Roman emperor, is a key figure when discussing Caesar in the Bible. He established peace in Rome after years of civil war and implemented reforms that stabilized the empire. His reign marked a significant period in history, often referred to as the Pax Romana, or Roman peace, which provided a stable environment for the spread of the gospel later on. But how does Caesar Augustus connect to the story of Jesus? It was under his rule that the prophecy in Micah was fulfilled. The decree he issued, calling for a census, forced Mary and Joseph to travel to Bethlehem, where Jesus was born. This seemingly political move fulfilled God's plan, showing how God can work through even the most powerful earthly rulers to bring about his amazing purposes. But Caesar Augustus wasn't the only Caesar mentioned in the Bible. During Jesus' ministry, another Caesar, Tiberius, was the emperor. Tiberius reigned during the time of John the Baptist and the early part of Jesus' ministry. When the Pharisees and Herodians tried to trap Jesus with the question about paying taxes to Caesar, it was Tiberius's image on the coin that Jesus referenced when he said, "Render therefore unto Caesar the things which are Caesar's, and unto God the things that are God's." This response highlighted the distinction between earthly authority and God's amazing authority, teaching us about the balance between our duties to the government and our duties to the Lord. Fast forward to the time of the early church, and we encounter yet another Caesar, Nero. Nero was infamous for his cruelty, and under his reign, Christians faced intense persecution. Paul, the apostle, was likely martyred during Nero's rule. Despite Nero's opposition, the message of Jesus continued to spread. This period shows how the early Christians, under God's guidance, remained faithful even in the face of terrifying rulers like Nero. One might ask, why does the Bible mention these Caesars at all? The Caesars' decisions, actions, and policies directly impacted the lives of those in Judea and the surrounding regions. Yet despite their power, the Bible shows how God's amazing plan always prevails. From Augustus's decree to Nero's persecution, God's work continued, showing that no earthly ruler could thwart his purposes. The Caesars also help us understand the political and social context in which Jesus and his followers lived. The Roman Empire, with its vast reach and organized system, provided a backdrop for the spread of Christianity. Roads built under the Caesars allowed the apostles to travel far and wide, sharing the message of Jesus. The common language and peace enforced by Roman rule made it possible for the gospel to be communicated across different regions and cultures. In a way, the Caesars unknowingly contributed to the spread of the message that Jesus is the Savior of the world. There's also a lesson in how to relate to authority. Jesus and Paul both taught that we should respect the government, even if it's not always aligned with God's ways. Jesus' teaching about giving to Caesar what is Caesar's and to God what is God's emphasizes that while we live in this world and have responsibilities to our governments, our ultimate allegiance is to God. Paul, in his letters, also urged Christians to pray for those in authority and to live peaceful lives under their rule, showing that God is ultimately in control.